This is Support is Sexy, episode 194. You got this. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm so excited to have you here. You know, it just would not be the same without you. So today, if you are listening to this episode in real time, you will probably catch it on a Saturday, which is a little bit different for us, but it is on a Saturday because, again, the power went out down here in Georgia, or at least where I am in Georgia. There was a bad storm, probably a tree down somewhere. God bless that tree. It knocked out the power. The power has been out for more than a day, almost a full day now. So, recording this episode, going to get it posted, but it will probably be on a Saturday. The thing is, we remain committed to our vision 5 days a week. We're going to keep it going. So I appreciate your patience and I appreciate you being here to listen whenever you're catching this episode. But what I wanted to talk to you about briefly today is this idea of sticking with it. When you're building your business, you have an idea, you're creating something, whatever stage you're in, there are going to be times when challenges face you. Maybe it's not a storm that knocks down a tree, but it could be anything. It could be even people within your life, people that you hope would support you. Maybe you push some expectations on them to support you, which you shouldn't. But there will be times when you face people, circumstances, all kinds of things that may sort of throw you off your game or make you feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I need to stop. Maybe this is a stupid idea. I don't know what I'm doing. All of this inner critic stuff starts to happen, right? And we start to doubt ourselves. But you gotta stick with it because you got this. There's always going to be some kind of challenge, some kind of obstacle, something there that's really there, as we talked about in an episode a while ago. That resistance is there to make you stronger. That's what you have to remember. The resistance is there to make you stronger in whatever form it takes. You just have to remember, I got this, and keep going. If it's something that feels right for you, if it's something that feels meant for you, keep going. Remind yourself, you got this. So if, for example, if you're in the early stage of your business and you're just sharing your ideas with someone, maybe they don't get it, they don't understand, or they frankly may not believe in what you're doing or think it's the right thing for you, or think you can pull it off. Fine. You just have to remember, I got this. Or if you're at a stage further along in your business and maybe an event is going on and you think, wow, I would have been perfect for this. I'm surprised they didn't invite me. Or you might go through all of these things of how you could have been a good fit for an event, a course, or anything that you think, wow, I would have been perfect for that. I wish they thought of me. Or I know I've had conversations with people who talk about all of these different lists that are out there, right? There's a list of the top 20 this or the so-and-so under 30 and the such and such over 40, all kinds of lists out there. One thing to keep in mind, I used to work in editorial at magazines and websites. Those lists are completely subjective. It's usually not based on any kind of data as far as ranking. It's that editor's pick of their top 10 or top 20 or the youngest this or the oldest that. Those things aren't always based on data. So you cannot get caught up in, I wasn't on pick a list, any list. I wasn't on this list. That means I'm a failure. So I do want to say that. But either way, event, list, anything that's going on, you just have to remember, I got this. And I talked to Renisha Bing of Her Agenda a few episodes ago. Make sure you go back and listen to that. One of the things Renisha said, because she was actually on one of those lists, I think it was 30 women under 30 in tech or some fabulous list, well-deserved. She was on there. But she mentioned, and she made it a point to mention that for every list that she's on or for every yes that you get, there's like 1,000 no's or 1,000 lists that you don't get on. Maybe not 1,000, but several that you don't get on. People see the highlights. We always talk about that, right? The highlights, the highlight reel on social media, the list that you're on, the events that you're doing, and all of those things. What most of us don't share and what most people don't see are the rejections, the rejection emails, the rejection letters, the rejection of you try to be on a list and you don't get it. You apply for a grant and you don't get it. You apply or you say you want to be on this event and they say, no, we don't think we really need you at this time. whatever it is in those moments of basically rejection, you have to remind yourself, I got this. I'm going to keep going. If you do, and you stick to what you're doing, and you be the best at what you're doing, your best at what you're doing, those things, all of those things will come. Another thing to remember, though, things come in waves also. So you might have a period where your business is rocking and rolling, things are flowing in, whether it's revenue or anything else, opportunities and all of that stuff. And then you'll have a period that's a low period. This is something I've learned in the past few years of having a business. There will be a time when everything's coming in and it feels so easy. It's just flowing, which is a wonderful space to be in. Ideally, you love to be in that space steadily. But there are going to be things that happen because life keeps lifing, things keep happening. So you may have a point where there's a low point of your business. I know when I interviewed Kamara, a unique makeup artist, go back and listen to that great episode. She talked about once she was in her business for a couple of years, realizing that going into the holiday season, as a makeup artist, things start to slow down because she's a celebrity makeup artist. The industry pretty much goes on break from November or even a little bit earlier, probably late October through the end of the year. People aren't doing as many events or things that need professional makeup. They might be going to holiday parties and that kind of thing. So for her, things tend to slow down, but once she knew that, she was able to plan for that. So for you, no matter what business you're in, if there are periods like that, don't beat yourself up. Plan for it. If you can, it's excellent to be able to plan for those things. If not, stick to it, keep going, and remember, you got this. And lastly, before I let you go, I want to go back to one thing when I talked about people. People doesn't just mean strangers or even just friends. This could also mean family. Family may not always get what you're doing, may not always understand, may not always support. I'm blessed to have a very supportive family, but sometimes we run into situations where we think, again, people that we think or hope would support us, it doesn't always work out like that. Some people need to see evidence of what you're doing in order to understand it, in order to support it. Some people might never support it for their own reasons. You don't really care. Again, I want you to remember as you go into the weekend, you go into the rest of your week, whenever you're listening to this, remember you got this. You are doing this for a reason. You committed to this for a reason. You are not going to give up just because of some low points. If you decide to change course, that's a whole other thing. But we don't want you to give up on this thing that you're dreaming of, thinking of, that you want to just try. Don't give up because of input or quote unquote rejection or the things that don't come through how you think. You got this. You can do it. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. You know, I truly appreciate you, especially for hanging in there with all the schedule changes and the hiccups. But you know what? I got this. We got this. So we're going to keep it going. And for more episodes, you know, you can go to supportissexypodcast.com, see previous episodes, see interviews with other inspiring women entrepreneurs. And while you're there, be sure to go to subscribe. It's at the top in the navigation. Just click subscribe. Enter your email. So this way you can join our email list and you won't miss anything. I don't spam. I only send the good stuff, but I want us to be able to stay connected so I can send you information, whether it's about a new episode or about a lot of the events that we have coming up in the spring. I'm very excited about some new things that I'm doing, and I want to be able to be in touch with you. I might not talk about it on the podcast. There will be some things that will be exclusively to our email list. You'll also get an invitation to our private mastermind, which is our private Facebook group where the women in there, all entrepreneurs, creatives, other inspiring women who are there to support you. We share things that we're going through, from the simplest thing to the things that are more complex. So be sure to go to supportissexypodcast.com, subscribe, enter your email, and you'll be on your way. All right. Again, thank you so much for listening. I truly appreciate you. And until next time, you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.